Hello, Profit Hackers. I'm Jeremy Lott, the Chief Visionary for Foundation Accounting and Consulting. I owned a construction company for about 15 years before making a change to accounting because my accountants sucked. My goals are to simplify accounting for construction company owners, fuel your profits, level up your cash flow, and help you grow in a financially responsible way. So let's go. Hello again, Profit Hackers. We are going to talk a little bit today, as promised, about selling general and admin expenses, right? I know, more boring accounting stuff, but we're going to spice it up with a good story. Well, I think it's a good story. It's from my glory days. And I really loved high school. I did 3 sports, football, wrestling, and soccer. And this story is from my senior year of football. I played strong safety the whole time through high school, and I really loved it. It was a lot of fun, and I felt like I had held my own, but because of my wrestling experience, one of my greatest skills was tackling, especially open field tackling, because I was well trained on how to take people down, right? So it would make sense that I would be fairly decent at tackling. Well, my senior year, our very first game of the year was against Granger High School. And Granger High School had a fullback that was a Polynesian guy. He was about 350 pounds, and he was about 6'3", and he was their fullback. He ran like a 4.8 40, so it's amazing that you can get that much mass moving that quickly. But anyway, they did an off-end dive. It was their standard, right? It was their bread and butter, because this big guy was picking up all kinds of yards. And so they relied pretty heavily on him, right? Well, as the strong safety, I had about a 50% chance that the off-end dive would come my way. It was actually a little bit higher because, you know, you have the tight end on the strong safety side, so there's an extra blocker. But anyway, we'd been keying on that all week in practice. And I had done a fairly good job of picking it up and managing it. Well, first play, they're on offense, Granger's on offense, and I'm back there, and they hike the ball, and I get my read in that it's a run. So I'm keying in on the backfield, and I see him hand the ball to this fullback. And this fullback turns and looks at me, and he starts running straight at me. Right? With a fullback, they don't try and dodge around and be fancy. That's the tailback's job. The fullback is just looking to run through people. And that was the look he had on his eyes, and he was coming straight at me, right? I got about 2 or 3 steps backward, because that's what you do as you're getting your read as a strong safety. I planted my feet, and I got about 1.5 good steps in. I got my weight down low, and I just hit him and did a double leg takedown on this guy. Well, I stood him up, carried him back about 2 yards, and slammed him down. It was the coolest feeling. And I actually found out later, and it made me feel horrible, but that play had separated his shoulder, and he was out for the rest of that season. So I just felt horrible about that. But, you know, we all accept those kind of risks when we play the game. But anyway, that's a story from my glory days. Of course, everybody was cheering, and the coaches were super excited. And we heard that at the start of every practice the rest of the year, they played a short clip of that tackle, and the coach would remind them every practice that this is what a little guy with a lot of heart can do. So that was a pretty funny story. And, I like to brag, I guess. I like talking about myself and my glory days. But anyway, the reason that I bring that up is because the key there is getting that read, right? You have to know what's coming at you to be able to be successful. If it's a run and you're backing up, they're going to get quite a few yards before you actually can get up there and tackle them. So you have to be really quick and really adept at getting a good read on whether it is initially a run or a pass, so you can then react properly. In accounting, it's the same way. You have to be able to get a quick read on your numbers to know whether you have a run or a pass coming at you. You have to know how to sell. You have to know how to plan out your weeks. And you have to know what your goals have to be in order to reach different targets. So in football, a running game is really the foundation, right? You cannot establish a good passing game if you don't have a good running game. And the reason for that is because with a good running game, everybody is having to make the read on what the play is before they can move, right? Without a good running game, if they're only going to be passing, that's when people are able to cover better because they know it's going to be a pass every time and they can start backing up every time. They know they don't have to cover the run, right? So in accounting, the passing game is like your on-the-truck costs, right? Wonderful. They're great. You have to have them to be able to meet your goals for your company and to be able to do the work. The running game for accounting, though, really is your selling, general, and admin expenses. So what are selling, general, and admin expenses? Well, I would certainly hope that the name explains that a little bit. It is selling expenses, general expenses, and admin expenses. So if we go back to our M&Ms and remember how we broke out all the different colors of M&Ms. Well, the one color left was the brown M&Ms. Your selling, general, and admin is everything that's left after you've taken out your on-the-truck costs. So your red, blue, orange, and yellow, that's your on-the-truck, and your selling, general, and admin is the brown M&Ms. That's what's left over, right? So a couple of different categories of things that are left over after we've taken out on the truck costs is our selling costs. So if we have salesmen, how much are we paying them? If we have an estimator, how much are we paying them, right? Our marketing and advertising, that's all part of making the company run. That's part of our accounting running game, right? The foundation for our business. And then we have a few other things like your admin expenses, which would include your office rent and your office staff. And it would also include your utilities and any of those kind of items, right? So those are some of the things that are left over afterward. And that helps us to better understand what our selling, general, and admin expenses are. Again, these are the expenses that we incur to keep the company running. If we never did another job ever, we wouldn't have any on-the-truck costs. But if we kept the company running, we would still have those brown M&Ms, that selling, general, and admin expenses. right? So that's going to be important because it's part of the hill. And the reason that we use the term the hill is because it's the amount that we have to get over before we're profitable. Okay? So we'll explain that in 2 more videos. First, I want to thank everybody for watching. Like and comment below. And we'll talk next time about some other things that go in the hill along with the selling, general, and admin expenses. Thanks for listening. If you found this episode helpful, please like and subscribe for weekly episodes to help you fuel your profit, level up your cash flow, and finance your growth. Until next time, go enjoy some green M&Ms and protect that cash.